Tonight, people are back out clashing with police for a second night in Kenosha, Wisconsin, after police there shot a black man in the back over the weekend. Demonstrators have set fires once again, and Wisconsin's Democratic governor has called in the National Guard. 29-year-old Jacob Blake is in serious condition tonight. The shooting took place in front of at least two of his children and his fiancée. Officers were responding to a call about a domestic dispute. Police have not said why that officer shot him repeatedly in the back. The officers involved are on administrative leave.
And tonight, hundreds of people gathered in Denver to pray for Jacob Blake after that shooting in Wisconsin yesterday. 9 News reporter Katie Eastman was at Manual High School, where she listened to community members who showed up tonight.
Tonight was not a rally with inspirational speeches. The people who spoke earlier are angry that police in Wisconsin shot a black man as he was opening his car door. We still don't know what led up to the shooting, but the organizers of this event say it's not about what happened before. They say their anger comes from police disproportionately using deadly force on black men. Although a video shows Jacob Blake being shot in the back 7 times, he survived. And tonight, the crowd prayed for his recovery. These moments come 2 days after a destructive night in downtown Denver. There wasn't a police presence at this gathering, and the organizer, Tay Anderson, a Denver school board director, made sure to point that out. He said, see, not a cop in sight, and nothing happened.
This needs to be centered on Jacob. This cannot be centered on destruction and windows, because a window is replaceable. A black life and a life in general is not.
There were 2 men who showed up on bikes and appeared to be making fun of people at the gathering, but people held up umbrellas to block them out, and they eventually left. In Denver, Katie Eastman, 9 News.